People close to Justin and Hailey Bieber have said things that sparked huge debates online. One insider claimed that Hailey was never really Justin's first choice, calling her a replacement for Selena Gomez. That comment spread everywhere and got people talking again about whether Justin truly loved Hailey, or if she was just there to fill the space Selena left behind. Many have questioned the timing of Justin's love life. Even after breaking up with Selena, he publicly called her his first real love. Only 6 months later, he proposed to Hailey, and they got married soon after. To a lot of people, that move didn't seem calm or thought out. It looked emotional, like he was trying to move on too fast. While Selena quietly began building a strong relationship with Benny Blanco, reports said Justin's marriage wasn't as smooth as it seemed. He even admitted that it didn't start peacefully. Hailey has repeatedly had to defend herself in interviews and podcasts like Call Her Daddy, saying she and Justin didn't overlap with Selena. Still, fans constantly compare her to Selena. Her outfits, her captions, even the way she poses online. People keep asking the same question. Was this marriage built on real love, or was it just an escape from heartbreak? Justin's own words didn't make things easier. He once described his marriage as rushed and filled with frustration, saying that everything happened too fast. Insiders say Hailey brought him calmness, but not the kind of deep passion that comes from being truly in love. It seemed like comfort mistaken for forever. Two people holding on to each other because they didn't want to fall apart. Justin's old interviews also show how much he struggled to let go of Selena. He admitted more than once that she was his first real love and even said, "I don't know if I'm over it yet." Those are not the words of someone at peace in a marriage. It sounded like a heart still healing, not one ready for something new. During one interview, when asked what was most difficult about fame, Justin didn't mention music or pressure. He said, "Selena." The interviewer laughed, but Justin didn't. That small moment said a lot. You can force a smile, but you can't fake feelings. Fans picked up on that, and once they lined up the timeline, it looked even messier. Justin and Selena split in March 2018. Just weeks later, he was seen with Hailey. By July, they were engaged, and by September, they were married. That kind of speed made it seem more like a reaction than a plan. People who know them have said Hailey might have been the right person at the wrong time. Justin loved her, but he hadn't really faced everything from his past. The proposal, the sudden wedding, and the constant comparisons to Selena all made it look rushed. Hailey has tried to explain her side. On Call Her Daddy, she firmly said Justin wasn't dating anyone when they got together. But even though her tone was strong, it also sounded defensive, and fans noticed that. Then came all the comparisons. Same outfits, similar Instagram captions, even brand launches that looked oddly timed. Fans started saying Hailey wasn't just influenced by Selena, she was replacing her. And Justin didn't help when asked about his love songs. He vaguely mentioned women in general as his inspiration, never naming Hailey. Small things like that fueled the idea that his heart wasn't fully in the present. People began watching every clip, every public appearance. Justin looked upset or walked ahead of Hailey. Fans took it as a sign of tension. Tiny moments added up to a bigger story, one where Hailey might not have been his first choice. From his interviews to the timeline of events, everything hinted that Justin still carried feelings for Selena that never truly faded. It's not about taking sides between the two women. It's about watching a man who seems stuck between who he was and who he's trying to become. For Hailey, it must feel like living in someone else's shadow, no matter how many times she denies it. People still whisper that their marriage began from heartbreak, not peace. And that's exactly what keeps everyone watching. It's messy, emotional, and painfully human. Love, loss, and trying to move on while the world watches. Every photo, post, and interview she does is judged like evidence in a trial. Hailey's life has become an example of how fame turns personal pain into public conversation. Those close to the couple say there is real love between them, but it began in a complicated way. Still, the internet doesn't care about that. Fans enjoy the drama. The comparisons, the timing, the mystery. For many, it's more entertaining than the truth. The story has gone far beyond just Justin, Hailey, and Selena. It's now about how people online build their own version of a love story and refuse to let it go. Hailey keeps fighting to be recognized for who she is, not who people think she replaced. Justin, meanwhile, keeps trying to move forward while being reminded of his past at every turn. Each time he speaks publicly, people bring up Selena. Every lyric, every quote becomes part of a timeline that fans tear apart for hidden meanings. Selena's quiet growth, Hailey's effort to seem strong, and Justin's confused words, it all becomes part of one endless story. People cling to the idea that Hailey was just a substitute because it's easy to believe and hard to prove wrong. The internet thrives on stories about love and heartbreak, and this one fits perfectly. Still, there's probably more going on behind closed doors than anyone knows. Maybe it's a mix of love, regret, and bad timing. Hailey entered Justin's life when everything was falling apart, but she's managed to build her own identity since then. Justin may still carry pieces of his past, but he seems committed to making their marriage work. Even so, fans can't let go. They keep following this love triangle like it's a movie that never ends. What's really happening might be far more ordinary, just two people trying to hold on while everyone else keeps talking. Fame can turn private struggles into public entertainment, and that's what this story has become. Sometimes Justin looks torn, like he's still unsure of where he stands. The same man who once poured his heart into songs for Selena now seems careful and guarded when he talks about Hailey. His half-answers and pauses say more than his words ever could. Hailey, on the other hand, tries hard to appear confident. She launched her beauty brand, became a fashion favorite, and surrounded herself with celebrities like Kendall and Kylie Jenner. From the outside, she seems powerful and in control, but many think it's a calculated image, a way to prove that she belongs in a world that keeps comparing her to someone else. Every move Hailey makes now feels deliberate. From her outfits to her events, even her friendships are questioned. When she invited Jordyn Woods to her Road Lip Tint event in Paris, fans thought it was a power move, especially since Jordyn had a rocky past with the Kardashian-Jenner circle. To them, it looked like Hailey was making a statement, showing she could stand her ground. People started to think her choices weren't random, but part of a bigger effort to protect her brand and her marriage. When you're constantly labeled a rebound, it changes the way you live. You start performing confidence instead of just feeling it. Hailey's image has become a shield, proof that she's enough and not just living in someone else's shadow. Then came the moment that reignited everything: Selena's engagement to Benny Blanco in December 2024. Fans celebrated her happiness, but everyone turned to see Justin's reaction. He didn't post, didn't comment, didn't say a word. Yet his silence said more than anything he could have written. A source told the Daily Mail that Justin wasn't just surprised by Selena's engagement, he was deeply hurt, like someone watching a door close that he secretly wished would stay open. Fans thought the same when they noticed his behavior online. The songs he listened to, his expressions in photos, and the tone of his posts all felt heavy. Then came the post that made everything explode. Justin shared a selfie with Lizzie McAlpine's song All My Ghosts playing in the background, a track about loving someone new while still being haunted by the past. Instead of seeing it as romantic, fans saw it as a confession. To them, it was Justin admitting that even with marriage, success, and a child, a part of him still hadn't let go of Selena. Theories spread everywhere. Reddit threads and TikTok timelines filled with side-by-side photos and comments. One viral post claimed Justin married Hailey quickly to get back at Selena after she rejected him. Another said Hailey was always the second choice. When Hailey's father, Stephen Baldwin, asked people to pray for the couple in early 2025, rumors went wild again. Fans believed something serious was happening behind the scenes. They pointed out that Justin and Hailey sometimes arrived at events separately and seemed to live apart. What started as gossip became a firm belief that Hailey was never Justin's heart, just the space where Selena once belonged. Online, people pointed to old clips of Justin walking ahead of Hailey, shutting car doors before she got in, or barely touching her in interviews. On their own, those moments seemed harmless, but together they painted a picture of emotional distance. Fans remembered how openly affectionate Justin was with Selena, the love songs, the public kisses, and couldn't help but notice how different he seemed with Hailey. When news broke that Hailey was pregnant, it should have been a happy moment. Instead, social media filled with comparisons and speculation. Selena's name came up again. And instead of celebrating, people debated whether the pregnancy was a distraction or damage control. Many said a baby can't heal pain that hasn't been faced. Every family photo, every anniversary post now felt like a test. People asking whether the marriage was built on love or survival. That's why the placeholder theory refuses to die. It isn't based on wild stories, but on small signs. Forced smiles, long silences, and tired eyes. Some think Hailey looks like someone still trying to fit into a love story that started before she ever showed up. The whispers grew louder as time passed, especially when new rumors about stress, depression, and cheating hit the tabloids. Every headline added fuel to the idea that Hailey was never the real one, just a woman living in the shadow of Justin's first love. Every little detail became evidence. Fans and gossip accounts analyzed their photos like detectives. The way Hailey held her hand, how far they stood apart, how Justin avoided eye contact. She's constantly trying to prove herself, while Justin seems to be trying to escape his past. Meanwhile, Selena's engagement only highlighted their differences. People prefer simple stories: heartbreak, regret, and timing gone wrong. They're easier to understand than the complicated truth. That's why the placeholder label sticks. Every awkward silence, every emotional lyric, and every repeated pattern feeds the story that Hailey entered a relationship that still belonged to someone else. Even when the headlines fade, the whispers don't. Social media keeps them alive. One out-of-context video or one misunderstood clip is enough to restart the debate. In the world of fame, perception often becomes more powerful than truth. Many don't see Hailey as herself anymore. She's viewed as the woman who tried to replace a memory that won't fade. The story feels real because it's made of emotion, patterns, and timing. There's no solid proof, but everything seems to fit too neatly to ignore. Justin has been open about his struggles with mental health. He's talked about fame breaking him down and losing his sense of peace. When you put that beside a rushed marriage and unresolved feelings for an ex, it paints a heavy picture. Fans started asking difficult questions. Did Justin really heal, or did he just run from the pain? Can a relationship built on heartbreak truly last? His reactions when Selena's name comes up don't help. He still seems uneasy, and that says more than any statement could. To fans, this isn't just celebrity gossip. It's a story about a man haunted by his past and a woman trying to hold him in the present. Some even believe Justin and Selena had a brief private reunion in early 2018, possibly involving a pregnancy or miscarriage. There's never been evidence, but the rumor won't die because it explains so much. It would make his sudden proposal to Hailey look like desperation, not love, a way to find comfort when he was falling apart. That's why people still ask, was Hailey ever truly chosen, or was she just there when Justin needed saving? Online fans still compare Hailey's look, captions, and branding to Selena's. From her hairstyles to her product photos, the similarities are impossible to ignore. Whether intentional or not, they make it seem like Hailey didn't just step into Justin's life, she stepped into Selena's shadow. Some believe Hailey slowly absorbed parts of Selena's image, maybe unconsciously trying to be what Justin once loved. That idea alone can break any person's confidence. When love feels borrowed and identity turns into performance, it becomes exhausting. Every red carpet, photo, and social media post becomes a quiet competition. Not one Hailey asked for, but one she can't escape. Even other celebrities have noticed. Wendy Williams once said, "I don't think this marriage will last." It sounded like gossip then, but now it feels more like foresight. New reports only made things worse. Fans claimed they saw Justin driving by Selena's house but never stopping. Not a sign of love, but of unfinished emotions. Through all the interviews, family posts, and baby news, Justin has never firmly said, "I've moved on." His tone shifts, his answers fade, and his silence speaks louder than any words. That's what worries people most, because a person can't fully live in the present if they're still tied to the past. And that's what makes this story so sad. Hailey might be living in a marriage still unsure of what it truly is. Was she ever really chosen? Or was she just there when Justin needed someone to hold on to? This isn't just another celebrity drama. It's a story about heartbreak, timing, and how love sometimes turns into a reaction instead of a decision. Even with her fame, success, and confidence, Hailey can't escape the shadow that follows her. Something about their story has always felt off, not because of the headlines, but because the emotions behind them feel too real.